Hey guys, it's Zach from Aunty Donna here. We're doing the Melbourne International Comedy Festival at the moment. No music video this week. We've got another live filmed podcast, but we'll be back with a new music video next week and lots of little behind the scenes and trailers and stuff over the week. But otherwise, hope you enjoy this filmed podcast and see you at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning,
Hello.
This is a filmed podcast, this one.
We're filming, we're on tour, so we're filming on a mobile phone and it's Sam instead of Mac. So the quality of, if you want to head to YouTube to see the quality of our film podcast drop significantly.
Not only in the quality of the film, but of the filming itself. Max is an experienced, seasoned, award-winning cameraman.
Seasoned with peri-peri salt.
He is a little spicy, isn't he?
He is a bit spicy.
Do you know peri-peri is just chili?
Yeah. Well,
It's just the Portuguese.
That's
just
what
they call it.
It's the word for chili, but peri-peri...
Oh, here we go.
Well, peri-peri at Nando's...
Here comes in Zach with his fucking information
Well, it has
that
some
he learned.
citrus notes. There's a lot of citrus in the peri-peri sauce.
I think you're thinking of lemon. Lemon has citrus.
Yet they use lemon. Dingbat.
So,
Bad start.
if you go to the video for this week, you'll see that we filmed this with the beautiful landscape of Canberra behind us. Listen.
I'm listening.
In this
I've been
podcast,
listening since the start.
I don't know how many episodes we've done in this. I think we've
I think this is 300.
3 million.
350,000 podcasts we've recorded.
Wait,
Occasionally...
Okay, I'm so sorry. Before you start, is it 357,300 or 3 million? We all said a different number.
357,000.
Are you sure of
Yeah.
that? All right.
I'm 100% sure.
Well, can we get the Twitter fact check on that, please? Anyway, go on.
In these podcasts, we occasionally do sincere and honest ones. Like we did a recap of 1999 once. If you haven't heard that, go back and listen to it.
I don't remember that.
And people seem to like them when we do them occasionally. So we do that one, and then we'll do the one the next week about a dick doctor.
Okay, yep.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
This week, we've decided that we're going to talk about our live shows and the process of 7 years of working together and how we've created live shows and where we are now with live shows. Because it's not something that a lot of people see us do, or more people see us online, and then a select few see us perform it on stage.
That's true.
But it's a really big part of what we do. And
The live shows.
yeah.
So, fun fact, Broden, I don't know if you know this, but we actually started out as a live group.
I think
I did
we've
not
said
know
that
that.
many times.
Fun fact, Mark. I don't know if you know this. We actually started with 4 members as a live group at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
That's right. But 5. It was 5 members, and then we had 2 cunts that tagged along, and then they got and then they were like, "Fucking put us in the group. Fucking put us in the group. Figure 9's not going that well. Put us in the group."
It's true.
Which was of course Thomas, "I'm a sook" Armstrong, and Max, "I need me that money, that sweet Donna money Miller."
And now the 2 other performers who left were called Joe Koski and Adrian Dean. For anyone who's not up with the Donna.
Joe, I will stand by this. Joe was never in the group. He was never a part of the group. He didn't do anything for the group.
He contributed to Ba 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 Ba.
He did a lot of work with the group early on, but he got into a touring production of Jersey Boys and went off to be a very successful music theatre performer. He's in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert in Melbourne. Go see him.
In my heart, Joe was never a member.
Does Priscilla
And Adrian's a lawyer.
Does Priscilla have songs from the movie? Like, is it a bit of a jukebox?
ABBA, lots of ABBA songs.
Cool. That's great. That's good to know.
I think you're thinking of Mamma Mia.
No.
Is there any original songs? Is there any I'm Priscilla, Queen of the Desert?
I honestly don't remember, but it has It's Raining Men and it has Finally by Che Peniston and
it has Mamma Mia and it has Dancing Queen.
You're definitely thinking of Mamma Mia 2.
That was a movie, wasn't it?
It is coming out and it looks
superb.
Is Streep still in it?
No, Streep is not in it.
Oh,
anymore.
she is. She's the best. Why is anyone making movies without Meryl Streep?
Well, unfortunately, she's only one person, Mark.
If I ever make a movie, it'll be cast entirely with Meryl Streep.
Oh no, there's room for Stanley Tucci. Always room for
Tucci and Streep together are an unstoppable combo. Unstoppable.
Anyway, so we actually we came from a theatre school and we wanted to do theatre shows. So our whole ambition was to just make theatre shows, never to do YouTube, never to do podcasts. No. Definitely never to do podcasts.
YouTube. What even was YouTube when we started?
YouTube,
I didn't know what it was.
When we started, it was pretty similar. We just weren't on it as much.
I didn't know what it was. I never went on it. The only websites I visited were xxn.com and RedTube and Beeg.com. Those are the only websites I ever visited. And I ended up seeing a psychologist about those issues I was having.
Is it fair in saying, though, that deep down the live show is something that we are the most passionate about, really? Like when we're, in the creative process?
Yeah. Fun fact, we do a new show every year. Did you know that, Broden?
Oh, I know that.
Did you know that we do a new...
One year we did two.
I'm just saying that for the audience, because they don't know that. So yep. Play along. Did you know that we do a new show every year, Mark?
I'm very aware.
Broden, did you know we do a new show every year?
Yeah, I do know that. And it's been the most taxing thing about working in this group is having to make a new show every year, but it's also very important.
Oh, do you guys do a new show every year?
You just brought it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play from here on out. I'm gonna play like an audience member that has never been to a live show, who only knows Donna from YouTube. You guys can fill me in on all the details.
Can I jump in on that? Can I ask that you please don't? Is that cool?
Oh, that's put me in a difficult situation.
I mean, you do what you want to do, bro.
Do I say yes and to your no? Or do I reject your no?
Which would be awful.
It's a bit of a Ben Delacreme, Morgan McMichael situation.
It is.
Hey, did you know that we started out as a live group?
No, I didn't. I only know you from 1999. See, this is good.
I asked you very
this
nicely
is good.
not to do this.
Hey, I know you from 1999. I'm not going to see your live show because I saw a live show 2 years ago. I imagine it's the same.
No, not at all.
See, good.
This live show is a live show that is different. It was written by a man called Finbar Todd. He wrote it.
That is true. We had an intern come in, a guy, 18-year-old.
He was 18.
18-year-old emailed us and said, I want to do comedy. I live in Melbourne and I want to intern for you guys. And we said, fuck, all right. So
we get these emails all the time.
And
this isn't an invitation to send us more of those emails.
We're often overseas. We often can't do it, but it just worked.
And so he came in and wrote down everything we were saying, and that's what this show became, Finbar Todd. I hope he comes to the show, that little boy.
We should give him some cheap tickets.
No.
Yeah.
You should. I'm not in the group.
You know what we should do? We should invite him to the show and then print out a picture of him that says, "Do not let this man into the theatre," and put it next to the box office.
I got a quick question to you, Broden. Earlier, you said Finbar Todd was 17. He was definitely 18, wasn't he?
He was a uni, so he has to be, yeah.
Cool. Next.
I don't know where to go from there. You just insinuated...
Go on. Next point about your show.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Anyway, hi, Finbar, if you're watching. Anyway, why do we make a show a year? Why
do you make a show a year?
Because Australia has a very small population, and if we don't, then there's no way we can possibly survive.
As we've gotten bigger, we've found out that in America, and when we've toured America, we've found out there's people who do the same hour just forever. They'll just do the same material over and over and over, which sounds very easy.
It sounds like
there's enough people in America to support that.
Very boring.
So wait, let me get this straight. This Melbourne Comedy Festival show that's debuting tomorrow.
Here we go.
Listening on It's a completely new show. No best of, no old stuff.
There's
It's like Dano's Direct.
It's not completely. There's going to be some stuff in there that you've heard before but not seen live in the new one. And we are, of course, talking about Glenridge Secondary College, which is the show. That's the name of the show that we're touring around Australia. ATM, not Auto Telemachine at the moment. We're opening up in Melbourne on tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes, Moira.
Where could I buy tickets to this
Don't
show?
do this. Don't do this, Moira. I want to ask a sincere question. Can we be sincere for 30 seconds?
Okay.
All right, but but I will answer it with one eye closed.
Because that's fair enough. Because I deep down know that everyone cares very much about this show. Spent the last 3 months working our ass off trying to make this show really good. I want to know, what's the one thing more than anything else that excites you about this show, Mark? With sincerity.
Being on stage with my two best friends.
There it is. There's that sincerity. There's that sincerity.
What,
I genuinely
us your best friends?
Tell them about the hotel room situation in Canberra and your journey. Or maybe I'll tell it because you told it to me very funny.
Okay, I don't remember.
Mark, we because we are a large touring group and we're still povos, we don't get our own hotel rooms yet because we can't afford them. So often what will happen is there's 4 of us usually on tour and we will split around and share double rooms.
Yeah.
Which means we all know each other very, very well.
I know how each of you hide the sound of your masturbation.
Come on, Zach.
You don't know. No, Zach, you think you know mine, but you don't. I'll tell you that right now. You don't, man.
Anyway, go.
You would be surprised.
Anyway, when we're at Canberra Comedy Festival, we got our own hotel rooms for multiple reasons. And Mark got here and he said to our manager, he said, "Great, can I just get my keys from room?" There you go. There's your key for your room. And Mark went, "Oh, no. I think there's been a mistake. I need 2 key cards. 1 key card for me and 1 for one of my best friends who I'm sharing a room with. Please, where's the key card for one of my best friends, Mark, Zach, or Tom?" Said, no. You have your own room.
I forgot about that.
It's really funny because my journey since I've been in a room on my own is last night I slept next to my own spilt kimchi juice.
Oh, good.
I was eating kimchi, I spilled some juice on the bed and I slept next to it.
Sincerely, one thing that I'm very excited about with this show, it's always really exciting getting to do new material for the first time. Like, that is always just really cool because, like, you are... it's just a fun feeling. Like, you spend, like, you know, we've been touring America with big boys that we've sort of put some old classics in that we haven't performed for a long time.
Yeah.
So those feel quite new and those feel quite exciting to perform again. But then all the stuff in Big Boys from last year's show, I just want to fucking kill myself rather than perform again. That's not true, boys. That's not true.
If you rewind the tape there, what you'll see is a man on a bit and then realise that we have to do this show in June and sell it. If you rewind the tape, you'll see that.
It's really fun. Big Boys is a really fun show. But doing new stuff is really, really great. But I love the pace of this show. We set out going. Big Boys was all about how far can we push the sort of rock show element of what we do, because that was in a lot of the reviews, people were like, it's like a big rock show, and we were like, well, what if we actually did that and got Tom and put him on stage, which we'd wanted to do for years, and have him play all live instruments and it'd be big and showy. And this was all about what is an evolution of that without going bigger, almost.
Yeah.
Because it was like we couldn't really go much bigger than we had unless we were doing like fucking
Pirates.
Yeah, you know, and we didn't really want to do that just yet. That's for when we break up and then come back like 10 years later if there's a demand.
There's something about us all being 50. I want to talk about that at some point as our reunion show. Actually, we should do that next year. We should do our, like, we're all 50 reunion show next year.
That's a very funny idea for a show. It's a good idea for a best of.
Yeah.
to do a best of.
It would be funny
yeah,
though as well though.
about
If
that
you
for
did
a
a best of next year and we're all old, and then it's like all these classic sketches, but they're all brand new.
They're all brand new
Like,
sketches. Because it's best of from 2020 to 2025.
It's Captain Parrot.
That's very funny.
But yeah, I really love that we've evolved the show without going bigger, because I feel like every year up until Big Boys is always about bigger. How can we be bigger? How can we be louder? How can we push that rock show element? And this year is a step forward, but without doing that, which I think is super cool. And it's feels very different performing this show to other shows. And I really like that.
Do you find that interesting new person outside of the world?
Nah, I find it lame.
You okay?
Zach, we're doing a sincere podcast, and I just don't think it's very nice for you to
say
make
you were
jokes like
lame?
that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can we rewind that?
Yeah.
Ask me the question.
How did you feel about that? I agree with him. It's that we made a big show, and then we made a bigger show in a different way. I really like that.
Ask me the question again.
What do you think of that?
Good. It's good. It's good. I'll tell you what I'm excited about. Farts. No, I can be genuine, boys.
Oh my God.
Poo bums. No, boys, I can be genuine. Give me a second, boys. Let me be genuine here. Oh, no, let me be genuine, boys. Come on, boys. Let me be genuine.
No one's stopping you.
Come on, boys. Let me be genuine. Let me say... I'm sorry. I'm really excited about the single location element of the show. That's something I've wanted to do
What does
for
that mean?
years and years. Well, it's all set at Glenridge Secondary College. It's all set in a single location. Something we've done in our web series a number of times. Never done it in a live show, and it's just something that has always intrigued me. There's a theatricality to that, and it's really exciting to do that. It's a bit boring. Oh, I'm excited for the...
We sort of did it with our second show ever, Aunty Donna and the Fax Machine Shop,
A murder
which
mystery.
was all set in massive
town.
Scrotville. Remember?
I forgot about
It was set in massive Scrotville.
Let's stop there. So what happened? This is a bit of a Donna history. So the first show we ever wrote, none of us had ever really written comedy before and performed comedy. We'd written comedic plays, or we'd written little things here and there.
We
but
had
never
performed in a comedic play the year before.
Which was spectacular, by
Thank
the way,
you.
boys.
We did it. Zach and I did a show for Comedy Festival the year before, and I got a half a star review.
It was
Anyway,
a great show. It was written by a very funny guy, directed by a very funny guy.
And a lot of
So
people would
half a
say,
star worth.
half a star more than it deserved.
That's true.
That's very cruel. There's
true.
very good people attached. Some bad people attached to that show, but some very good people attached
Anyway,
to that show.
back on track. So our first show, we just wrote, let's write what we find funny. And we wrote this show, and we had no idea if it was funny. And the first time we did it, we were all absolutely horrified if anyone would laugh. We did it, and it got nominated for an award.
Your mum was very upset.
Your mum was very upset.
My mum came the first night and looked at me like, "What have you done?"
I still remember the look on your mother's eyes, like still to this day. And I remember like the next day calling my mum and warning her about the show.
Yeah.
Just saying. But I was going to say, I was telling someone the other day, I remember we're in a little 50-seater venue, and I remember being just outside near the pool table, and all four of us, the three of us and Adrian, and maybe Sam, you were probably doing this as well. We were all sharing a pint of beer. We all had one pint of beer, and we're all just taking little sips out of the beer. We were so nervous.
I don't remember that.
So the main review of that show was like, it's so rude. And it had sketches like Found Out I'm Gay, Trendy Cafe, Xbox, and other ones that ended up being YouTube sketches.
Hot Dogs Appreciation Fan Club.
which died, which is the end of the show.
I still love that sketch.
Anyway, so we did that show and we're like, all right, we're a rude group. That's what we are. So we said, everyone thinks we're rude, so we're rude. Let's do another rude show. And we made a show where we said cunt and fuck and cum, like more than the word and or the. Like we just said those words so much.
We had a 7.5 minute sketch all about cum.
Yes.
It
Calling cum.
was about near the crime scene. Someone found a cup of cum, and then we were calling the DNA expert, who about halfway through the scene like started calling himself a cum expert, and then it became a collect call kind of situation where it would be like, I'm just gonna put you through to this person. I'm call waiting. It was call waiting. I'm on call waiting. And then it just escalated to the point that we had a character called the cum fairy who would like fly around and like bestow cum on people.
So it made up.
I loved it.
It made up 20 to 25% of the show, and it was about cum. So if people weren't on board, it was 7 out of 50 minutes.
10%, yeah.
Yeah, 10%. It felt like
actually
25.
no, more than 10, closer to 15% of the show was a sketch.
Can we
about
just figure
cum.
out exactly the percentage, please? Because I feel like this is really
Can I borrow
important.
someone's phone for a second? Because we're filming on my phone. I can work this
I think
out.
15%. Let's just land on 15%.
Well, no, I can just quietly work it out while you talk, bro. This is easy enough. I just borrow. Can I use your calculator?
No, I'm using the running sheet for this podcast.
I'll just borrow Tom's. I'm so sorry, guys. We need to work.
I need to know
how
exactly
long.
what the percentage of this was.
Anyway.
It's vital.
But no, I'm excited for this show to be all set in one location too. Can I tell you what I find is with my sincere thing about the show?
Nah,
Yeah, no.
let's move on.
Yeah, moving on. It's just important that we
Broden,
move on.
go! Broden!
Broden.
Broden!
Stop
Broden,
with your attitude.
Stop
it.
fucking around.
Stop it, Broden.
Broden, just speak from your heart.
This is genuinely what I feel. As we've gone on and we've done more and more shows, the thing that we've learned and is really important is that when you write sketches, you write them for yourself, but then you also need the real key to doing comedy is, can you translate that so that a room of people understand it? Because what you and your best friend laugh about is different to what a big room of people laugh about. You know, the best comedians in the world they are translating what they find funny to a big room of people. And so as we've gone on, we've tried to do that a lot. What we've done this year with this show is taken nuggets of what we all found funny when we were 13 years old, and we've tried to translate that to a large group of people.
Yeah.
Shit that I never thought we would be able to translate. Sketches about like theatre groups coming into your school and performing for you, or...
Well, that's a sketch we've been wanting to do for 6 years.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
That is
we've
a sketch we have tried to get up for 6 years, and it's always felt too niche.
There was a version of it in our very first rehearsals that we used to use as a warm-up sketch. Yeah.
And now it's finally become a show. So what I would say is what excites me and what I'm fucking horrified about is this is the most like personal show that I think we've made. For me at least, it feels the most personal.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's a lot of the sketches are built from all of our memories, and we've turned them into sketches. Usually it's something a bit more abstract, or it's come from, something else, but this is very personal to me, this show, in a very dumb way, not in this is my journey, but like it's just these are my memories, and I'm performing them now, and I'm really scared about that, but I'm also very excited about that.
It's what I'm also very excited about is the amount of people that are going to come to this show now that sort of ignore the last bit of what you said, expecting like monologues about like. I remember I was in year 8, I think.
I lost my virginity to a girl named Gabriella. That's not true.
No, but it's funnily enough, like almost the same notion, but the direct inverse of that is how grounding it in one location has allowed us to go weird in a way we haven't been able to go weird in a live show for a really long time. You know, I found like as we've gone into bigger venues and stuff, it's been really, really hard to do the weird, loose shit that we started out doing and that we do a lot of on YouTube. Whereas the grounding of a school there's some shit in here that's the weirdest stuff we've done in years, which is really exciting.
Because we've, like we were saying before, like we've pushed the show, but not pushed it in terms of scale and wow factor. We've pushed it in terms of like things that we're doing conceptually, like with costumes and sets and that kind of thing. Like just bringing in
that's something very interesting.
Theatrical elements that we've never really done before, that we've stayed away from before. And it kind of all happened quite organically. That was never the goal for the show.
I think the goal was to push ourselves and try something different.
Yeah.
And we allowed ourselves to, we opened ourselves up to trying
To that
new
kind of
things.
stuff, yeah.
Before you go on, based on a length of 52 minutes, which I think is a fair guess at that point in our career, 52 minutes.
I don't know.
And a sketch going for 7 minutes, the cum sketch was 13.46%.
Right, okay.
Of the show, which
you're talking about when we cut it down. It was initially longer.
It was initially 8 minutes. Okay, I'll get back to you on that.
Great.
No, it was initially 7 and then we cut it down to 5. That's the fact.
Okay. I think it was 8 at some point.
No.
Okay.
Well,
13.4.
Great. It's a lot of a show.
It's a lot of a show to be that divisive because we weren't good enough writers then to warrant spending that long on cum. Anyway, go on.
But that's what I'm excited about. But you touched on something there. Is when we started, this is something also that is interesting to me. Mm-hmm. Is that when we started, we were like, we will be the guys who wear the suits. We're going to wear suits for every show.
yeah.
Because the first show we ever made was at 11 o'clock at night, and we wanted it to be this like late night jazz kind of vibe show. And so for every year since then, it's been our sort of uniform for doing stage shows is to have our costume to be black suits. And without going into it too much, we're not doing that this year, which is very comfortable.
Yeah.
But very different.
But yeah, like not too different, just a subtle little shift. But I like the not going into it too much. I'm like, I'm back to the guy who doesn't know.
I wonder what we
What's
could
it
be
gonna
wearing
be?
at this show set into school.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is a lot of people have been like, I'm wearing shoes this time.
Oh,
And not just normal shoes, like big, like...
The biggest shoes
it
you've
gonna
ever
be?
seen on a man. They are gigantic. They're Wellingtons that cover they come up to my...
Well, it's one
ball.
Wellington, and it's
What?
just...
It's one Wellington that comes up to the bottom of my scrot.
Uh-oh.
And he hops around. You
What's
said
it gonna
scrot
be?
instead of scrot, and I think both are acceptable. That just really struck a chord with me.
As in like a good chord?
No.
Oh.
A very, like an off minor chord.
Scrot, I think, is funnier than... No, they're both funny.
Scrot, scrote. I think they're both...
Scrot has a
Scrote,
harder...
I don't think scrote could be funny without the pioneering work of scrot. Scrote, I feel, is a play on scrot.
Because it would have been... Well, it would have been scrote first because it's scrotum.
I suppose you're right.
Tenacious D have
I'm
that line in
definitely
Wonder
right.
Boy where they slash his throat and grab his scrote.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But then...
So I guess the question is, what came first, the scrot or the scrote?
Definitely scrote because it's scrotum, scrot. You wouldn't go from scrotum to scrot and then add. It's all about peeling back. It's all about getting to the how little can you say
Scrot.
to get it across. So it would have gone scrotum, scrot. And if there's any linguists out there that disagree, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hit us up on Twits.
If there's any linguini out there, you're the great with pesto.
Delicious pasta.
Can I, as we close out this podcast, can I ask you guys, without going into any detail?
Are we closing it out? Is it near the end?
Yes.
Well, guys, can I just say before we close it out, I've had such a great time with you.
I love doing these with
I
you
love
guys.
you boys. It's
These
so
are the
much fun.
highlights of my week.
I can't believe it's nearly finished. I've just had this amazing journey with you boys. And
These
we've
are my
nearly come to
highlights.
the end.
Podcast with the boys.
Podcast with the boys.
Not finding blood in my stool.
Not finding blood in
Always
his
a
stool.
highlight. And making love to my partner.
Making love to his partner. Those are my...
Yeah. What is, without going into any detail, your favourite, the sketch in the new show that you are most excited about performing? If the name of the sketch is going to give it away, then change the name.
Be a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
Mine would have to be Trendy Cafe.
I love doing that in this.
It's not in this show.
It's sort of a bit of a best of. You've seen it all before.
There's one
Sorry, can I
sketch.
just be clear to the audience? We're not doing Trendy
We're
Cafe.
not doing
It's an
Trendy
all
Cafe
new
in this,
hour.
unless at the end of a show, everyone starts going,
trendy cafe.
And we won't do it as well.
Then we'll come out.
There's a lot of tech requirements. Like Tom would have to line up all the track. It wouldn't work.
No.
But do that anyway. If a podcast listeners come to the show and start yelling at trendy cafe at the end of the show, we'll know that you listened or watched this podcast.
There's one sketch that I've really been enjoying doing because it's just so stupid and it seems to be resonating with a lot of people, where I wear something very silly, and so I'm very excited about that one because I really like that. I think it's fun to perform and it's very different for us. And I also like the way that it came about from rehearsal to being
Can you be
Wow, I can't
broad?
wait to
Can you
see
be
it.
broad? Can you tell me? I don't remember. So what did it start out as?
So it just started out as I was wearing something to rehearsal, something that I wear normally. And then I did something with it for some reason, just like as a stupid improv, as a part of a different sketch.
Was it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just did a thing with it. We
And then
never had,
were we
this
like-
idea was never pitched.
Yeah, right.
Right. And so I did it, and then we all went, oh, okay, that improv didn't really work or whatever. And then Broden went, actually, can we talk about what
That
you
bit.
just did,
Yeah,
Mark?
right.
Can we just talk about that?
All right.
And then we're like, all right. And then from me just doing that thing, then we came up with the concept for the sketch.
Right.
So it's one of those ones that was never pitched, and it just came out of
Room
a
work.
stupid, funny thing that happened in the room. I love those sketches. Those ones are always so interesting.
This is good because if I was a podcast listener and then I came to the show, I would like that because I think you'll know immediately what we're talking about.
Definitely. You'll
Can you
know.
do the same? Like, name a sketch and then sort of give how it came about, but without any detail.
Could you do it? Because I can't think of one.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll just say the one that we're talking about. So I'll just say a theatre group coming into a school.
Ah, yeah.
That's the one I'm excited about the most because it was the one I was like, this will never be in the show. Yeah. There's no way this will ever be in the show, but we'll do it at test shows.
The amount of times it nearly got cut.
But sometimes you write a sketch and like, this will go great, and then sometimes you go, we'll do this, and then we'll all agree to never do it again.
Yeah.
But this one just kept working beyond, without any understanding why. And then what also happened is because the front end of it needed an intro, and also because my job before being a comedian was to tour through high schools and do theatre shows, really bad theatre shows written by an idiot. So when
Are you gonna want to beat that?
no, and when the teachers that would introduce you were very funny, and
I think that's enough.
Well, you sound like my mum went at a wedding and I've drank too much.
Broden, I think you've had enough to drink.
But
But this is great. This is a
but
great
then-
part of the show.
yeah.
But the energy that the show created, that stuff in this show is surprising me how it's going.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
Dude, that one was one that it was like it rocks my world so much. I love pure parody. I love like pure, not much on it. No, just like slice of reality on stage, and I was so excited about that, and I'm so excited that it's working.
It's really nice.
I probably feel similarly.
It's just got really great perspectives, like Broden's perspective of what he's witnessed from doing school shows and just taking that literally and just putting it in the show, like just copy pasting it from real life and it working is the best thing ever. I fucking love that moment in the show. It is, Zach and I stand at the back of the stage and all we are trying to do is not laugh because it is genuinely one of the funniest things I think we've ever put in front of people. I love it so much. And then on top of that, the element of like all of us having seen theatre and education before and then just doing the most ridiculous, stupid fucking version of that.
Well, the thing about the actual theatre and ed bit is because you both have performed in theatre and ed. I've directed like a version of theatre and ed, and then we've all seen theatre and ed. And it's just something you don't need to have a point or a joke. It's the funniest thing in the whole wide world.
And what's your one?
Probably the same. It's,
you can't, unfortunately, that's not allowed.
It's a cop out. I like the whole show.
I think there's something you do in this show that's very special.
I'm having fun with that.
That's very different for you and that you've never done before, really, in one of our shows.
Yeah, I'm having fun with that.
I don't know what that is.
The monologue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
That's and it's very similar slice of life sort of parody. That comes very much from two very real things. It's the same thing of just like very real, and all you got to do is add some jokes.
Yeah.
And just real.
And I would say, because of the show we chose to do, that is the reason that sketch is in it, because those are the kind of sketches that we usually develop that get cut. Yeah. I think from a high-paced, a really fast-paced rock and roll sketch show, we very rarely have time and moments for like drawn-out
character
monologues. and just one person on stage doing a thing. But because of the setting and where it is, that felt so like integral to making this show special, is having that sort of element in it. So it's really cool.
I quite mean it when I say the whole show. It feels, it's the same. I don't know if it's going to feel different for an audience. I don't know if an audience is going to go away saying that's different to what you normally do, other than the fact the costumes are a bit different, the stage. To a normal audience, like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out in the meet and greets. Like, maybe people will go, that's more of what you do and we love what you do. But to us, it feels very different. It feels like a real step, and it feels like, well, that's exciting that we can move it that way.
Yeah.
That's been a good sense.
Is what I imagine someone would say if they were a part of it. Hey guys, tell me, how can I get tickets to this show?
It's been a very sincere conversation, and I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too.
If you head to auntydonna.com/shows, you can grab tickets to our Melbourne, Perth, Sydney, Brisbane dates.
But I'm poor. I'm a poor
Wellington
student.
and Auckland.
In Melbourne, if you're in Melbourne for the next, for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week, it's preview shows, so you can get cheap tickets. So get them quick, because I don't know how many are left now. But
no, that's all I got.
I do want to. This is something. If someone listens through to the end of this thing, I want to. This is something I want to give to like our hardcore listeners who listen to the whole podcast and watch all of our YouTube stuff. It was something we were talking about. If you come to the show dressed in your school uniform, if you come to the show dressed in your old school uniform or your current school uniform, we're going to give you one of them little badges.
We've got a little badge.
This is in Melbourne. Pin. We'll see how it goes in Melbourne. God. But if you come in your school uniform,
we're going to lose so much money.
Yeah,
they're right.
I'll give you one of them little badges.
We're going to do a post. If you want to see what the badge...
You okay?
Yeah, I just did a little burp. I don't know when McGaviscon is. If you want to do... as I get older...
Have some water, mate.
I just had a spicy dinner.
It's fucking 12 p.m.
Yeah, mate, that's how bloody... It's at its worst when you wake up.
Oh, but you said you just had a spicy dinner.
I had a spicy dinner, then I slept, and then I woke up. So, if you want to see what these little pins look like, on all our social medias, the post today, on Wednesday when we did this, put this up, will be us holding up the pin. So you can see what the pin looks like. Come in your school uniform.
And if everyone just comes in their school uniform, then they will run out on the first day.
If we run out of pins, you're not getting a pin. But that's your fault for not coming to the first 3 or 4 shows.
In your school uniform.
In your school uniform.
All right, well, great. And so you were saying, so where were we going?
What?
He said where we're going.
Or did you say... Okay.
Did you say everywhere we're going?
Yeah, and people in Adelaide...
Oh, wait. I'll ask it as a question.
What?
So I'm from Adelaide. Why aren't you coming to Adelaide?
Because we've decided not to do Adelaide this year.
Oh, we are coming to Adelaide. We're just not coming to Adelaide yet.
We just haven't booked the venue yet, but we will be coming
It's happening. Don't worry, you'll get to see Glenbridge.
I don't know if you guys liked it. I sincerely enjoyed that. And we won't... Well, next week we'll do a Dick Doctor one.
That was torture.
Funny.
That was torture for me.
Sincerely?
No.
Oh, okay.
I love you, boys.
I love you, boys.
I love you, boys.
You know, I don't say enough, but I love you, boys.
I love you, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark, can I have a little kiss?
No.
Goodbye.